As you can see, my cat is definitely going to be joining us today. um, I have my foam roller here, and I thought we could do our foam rolling session, starting with just loosening up the upper back and the shoulders, and then moving down into loosening up the hips and some of the lower body stuff. Getting some trigger points in the quads so that we can loosen up those knees too. So if you want to grab your roll, ideally the longer roll is best. I like the half roll just because it makes it easier for me to get into some of the smaller muscles. But if you have a long roll, even better. So we're going to just start on our mat and just place your roll, if you can see, long ways behind you. And just gently roll down, kind of resting it in between the shoulder blades and the lower back. And come up and find a bridge, a nice bridge position. This space is small, so I'm gonna have to move around this, but you're gonna just move it up so that it's resting between the shoulder blades. And you're gonna hold here and gently swish the shoulders back and forth. And just kind of feel out any knots. And when you find them, gently lean out and rest over the knot and just let gravity do the work as as you rest down for about 30 seconds a knot on each little knot. It's just kind of a deep tissue massage. And then roll out to the other side and find the other knot. And when you feel a little bit ready, definitely roll down into the mid back and just swish around and then roll out to the left and out to the right and just feel out for those knots. And when you find them, gently let your back rest down onto them. Gravity is going to slowly work it out because foam rolling is like a deep tissue massage. Especially with the roll I'm using, this is a trigger point roll with the bumps on it, and it just kind of gets down into the muscle. And yeah, it's very helpful. Now with the back, you can also, I'm going to move my kitty, place it along the spine and resting the roll just right there in the mid back. Resting hands underneath head and neck for support. You can gently roll out to the right and roll out to the left, and you're going to feel this one maybe even a little bit more. That paraspinal cord muscle gets very tight, and a lot of times it's really hard to massage it out, so the foam roll is a good way to kind of get in there. Two things to think about with the back. Keep 2 inches below the neck at all times. You want to be careful of the spine there, and then don't roll over that lower back. Instead, we're going to loosen up the hips. So that brings me to find a kneeling position on your mat, and we're just going to take the foam roll and just lay it in front of us, and we're going to work into the hip flexors. So with the hip flexors, I like to just find my hip bone and then go about an inch down and an inch inward, and usually it's a tight spot of muscle, and it'll be especially easy to find with a foam roller because when you lay on the hip flexor you're gonna feel it. Foam rolling can be a little bit uncomfortable / painful because you're basically just massaging out the scar tissue, so depending on your pain tolerance, it sounds like yours is pretty high. So you might actually like this because I kind of do. It's like, to me, it hurts so good. So find your hip flexor and rest down. Yeah. Oh, cats make the world go round, eh? And now you can roll up so that you're getting into the quad. Just the muscle there on the top of the thigh. Now the quad is great because there's a lot of trigger points for the muscles around the knees in the quad. So when you roll out the quad, you're really helping the knee area as well. And you're just going to roll up and down, and you can do what's called spanning, and that is basically find the muscle, find the middle of the muscle, and then gently roll out to the right and the left and the right and the left. And I say 3 times. That's enough to really activate that muscle. And now what we're going to do is we're going to roll out to the side and get the IT band. So the IT band is that soft fibrous muscle on the side of the leg, just there on the thigh. And that one gets very tight doing any kind of cardio, running, walking, biking, anything with the lower body really. So it's good to roll that out, keeping 2 inches above that kneecap on the outer edge at all times. when you're rolling the quad 2 inches above the kneecap on the front there. Just being careful of the joints. And now if you like to, you can also gently place the opposite knee down and roll so that your inner thigh is resting on that roll. And I like to just let my thigh hang out here because gravity will do the work, but you'll feel it. That muscle in the inner thigh gets very tight. Good, and then you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Placing the opposite leg, quad down on top of the roll. You're going to roll up and down and then into that hip flexor as well there at the top of the thigh where it meets the hip. Rest down and just feel it kneading that tight muscle out. And then you can get that IT band on the outside. And you can roll in and get that inner thigh if you like. Another great one, if you're going to foam roll, to get is the calves. Tight calves contribute to, shin splints, plantar fasciitis on the bottom of the feet. Sometimes tight calves even contribute to problems in the hips because everything is connected. So what you're going to do with the calf is take one leg and you're just going to rest it just above that Achilles tendon. And now you're just going to roll up and down. And the calf is a great one to span. Oh my gosh, that was my cat. He is definitely in a playful mood today. But the calf is a great one to span with because there's a lot of meat here. So what you're going to do is come to the middle of the calf and you're going to roll back and forth, right and left, right and left. Good, and down and then back up. Good, and I like a little bit more. So what I do is I take the opposite leg and rest it on the calf that's on the foam roll, and then I come up, kind of hold a reverse plank here, and then I roll up and down. And with that extra pressure, it really kneads it out a little bit more, and it makes it a little bit more painful too. But yeah, and so then, just same as with the other side, take the opposite leg, place it just above the Achilles tendon on the foam roll. Roll up and down. Good, 3 times, and then you can span 3 times. Roll left and right and left and right. And if you want more, you can place the opposite leg on top of the leg that's on the roll, and you can do it all over again. So these are just some techniques that I really like that help just loosen up some of my problem areas. So my cat's tail. Hopefully you're able to parse through the actions of my cat and get to the information. And see, this is his other side, is his feral side. But I hope this helped, and have a good day.